In this last episode in our Instant Pot and Slow Cooker series and theme from this month, we are doing overnight or make ahead breakfast. And we're going to make a steel cut oatmeal with a little pumpkin spice twist for the fall and winter season. And we're also going to make an egg casserole in the slow cooker that you can cook overnight if you have the right slow cooker. I will tell you all about it in just a sec. Steel cut oats in the Instant Pot, definitely my favorite way to cook steel cut oats. Even quick cook steel cut oats, say that 10 times. So steel cut oats sound scary, okay? I promise they're not as scary as steel-toed boots. Okay, sorry, I had to. Maybe they're new, they're different. Like, you know how to work with quick cook oats or regular rolled oats, but steel cut. I like steel cut because they're heartier and they're more filling. And when you're feeding a bunch of boys, at least that's how it is around here, they just make a fantastic hearty snack, dinner, breakfast, overnight breakfast, whatever it is. And so I'm gonna show you how to make them now. I'm gonna be using a regular steel cut oat. I'm gonna add that directly in to the Instant Pot. I'm using an 8-quart, a 6-quart will work just fine. When it comes to the liquid and which type of oat you're using, here is a quick breakdown. If you're using regular steel cut oats like I'm using here, you're gonna use 3 cups of water. If you're using quick cook steel cut, okay, be very quick cook steel cut oats, you're gonna use 2.5 cups of water. And if you're using regular rolled oats, you're going to be using 2 cups of water. If you have quick cook oats, those are quick cook, do them on the stovetop. You don't need this. The Instant Pot just does a really good job of cooking that heartier steel cut oat and the rolled oat. So that's why I'm not recommending cooking the quick cook oats in here, as opposed to the quick cook steel oats. Okay, I'm gonna stop. All right, this is 3 cups of water in here with this. I'm gonna add a cup. This was 2 cups plus 1 more. I have found that if you start with hot water, it just comes to pressure faster. You can of course use regular lukewarm water if that's what you have. I'm gonna add in 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm also going to mix in my skinny spinella. I love how this guy works with digging into cans like this. I'm gonna be a little extra generous with this pumpkin. About 1/4 or 1/3 cup of canned pumpkin, and pumpkin pie spice. I have a homemade version here. I will include that recipe link in the comments. We're gonna do about 1 teaspoon right there. I need to make more now. Finally, a pinch of salt is gonna go in there, and then I'm just gonna stir this through to incorporate. Of course, we can stir after the fact. It'll be nice and perfectly soft and oatmeal-y once it is cooked through. But I'm just gonna gently give this a stir around, and then it is going to be ready to turn on. I love how the spinella can scrape down the sides. The pumpkin pie spice is trying to escape on the sides, but I'm gonna get it all and just mix it in here. And it doesn't have to be perfectly incorporated. Once it's fully cooked through, that pumpkin will combine nicely with the sauce on the pressure cook cycle. So we're gonna just let this cook. Now, put the lid on, set to sealing. Backwards, set the valve to sealing. We are gonna cook this on manual mode, high pressure for 7 minutes. Then you can do a quick release or a natural release, then give it another stir through, and then you can top it off with a little bit of chopped pecans or chopped almonds or slivered almonds or nuts or none. You can just enjoy it as a pumpkin spice steel cut oatmeal. Another great overnight option, also great for brunch or breakfast for dinner, but you can cook this overnight, is an egg casserole. And I'm going to show you how I do that in the slow cooker. Now, one important caveat before we get started is you do need a slow cooker that is essentially programmable, meaning it will switch to warm mode on its own. Okay, so if you have one with a dial where you have to manually turn it off or switch it to warm or low or high, this type of a recipe will not work. You would have to make this as a brunch, as a lunch, as a dinner, where you can go and turn it off when it's done after the 4 hours. So if you don't have that sort of programmable automatic switch to warm mode, you want to make sure to set an alarm, set a timer, set something so that you know to switch it off, because you do not want to overcook this, which is a possibility. So the first thing we're going to do is quickly cut a bell pepper. If you've seen some of my other videos, you might know we cut from notch to notch, and then once we can see inside, we cut around to cut out the core and the pithy middle, and then we end up with this, and no CD mess. It's magical. We will, if you compost, if not, bid the core adieu. All right, I'm just going to cut this into small bite-sized pieces just so that it is, you know, mixed in with the red onion and the sausage and the other ingredients in the egg casserole. I have red onion also already chopped right here, ready to go. So once this is chopped up, what we're going to do is we are going to spray the liner or the insert of the slow cooker with a non-stick cooking spray, and then we will add in these hearty ingredients, and then we will whisk together some eggs and milk and get that going into the slow cooker. All right, the veggies are ready, so I'm just going to spray the insert, sides included, fairly generously with this non-stick cooking spray. And then I'm going to slide in the red onion and the red bell pepper. And the other thing that I do have pre-cooked, I didn't think I needed to show you this part, and just for the sake of time, I have browned 1 pound of Italian breakfast sausage, and I'm just going to use my meat chopper. This is an absolutely essential tool, especially for browning sausage. The sausage is a little stickier than ground beef usually, so a tool like this makes it really handy for getting the sausage browned. Let me get these last little bits in here. I'm doing this backwards. I'm holding this. I'm not left-handed. That's okay. We're gonna make it work. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and use this to kind of toss all this together in the base of this slow cooker. And last but not least is bread. These are just frozen bits of bread. I'm gonna just break them up. These are actually buns. I usually save heels of bread loaves for this kind of a thing, and they were so buried in the freezer I couldn't find them, but I know they're there. Next time I do this, I'll use those. But I did find these buns that were in the freezer, so I'm just gonna break them up and use them. So we're just gonna mix this all up so that the bread and the sausage is all nicely combined. And then the eggs are just gonna fill in all around this. I'm trying to get some of that meat on top here. There we go. Next, we're gonna whisk together 12 eggs and 1 cup of milk, and that's going to be kind of the egg filling for this egg casserole. We're gonna whisk it really well. I'm gonna use my trusty Flisk. We also have that available in our store. I love the Flisk because of how it can turn from a balloon whisk into a saute whisk into a flat whisk. It's just really a handy tool. Really enjoyed having this extra versatility in one gadget. All of the goodies that we talk about here, the meat chopper, the Flisk, the Spinella, all of my favorites, they're all in our store. I share them. I'm very particular about what we include in our store. I want the practical, useful, but also kind of new or off the wall gadgets that are really going to be helpful for you. So that's what we have in our store. Okay, quick wash up there, and then we're going to whisk in 1 cup of milk, all together with those eggs. And then let's get this poured right in. Over the top. And then I can switch to, there's not much left to scrape in here, but I can switch it to the flat whisk I'm gonna use just go back to this meat chopper tool and get the bread soaking in the milk and the egg mixture. And this will puff up a little bit, the eggs will rise. And I just wanna make sure that the bread is nicely either covered or coated when making this egg casserole in the slow cooker. All right, lid's going on. We are gonna cook this on low for 4 hours and then let it switch to that warm mode. This is one of those things that I would start like right as I was going to bed, 10, 10:30, 11 p.m. If you're night owl, midnight, whatever. And then that's the steel cut oatmeal that's now ready. And then let it cook that 4 hours, then stay on warm mode for a couple more hours until you wake up and it's ready for breakfast. And of course, if you don't have a slow cooker that will switch to the warm mode, you can absolutely serve this as like a brunch later in the morning or as even a lunch. And of course, a breakfast for dinner. This is a really great option. Get it set up in here and then go about your day. And it is ready for dinner or for your brunch or for your breakfast, depending on how you make it fit into your schedule. Our pumpkin steel cut oats are ready to go. They're nice and soft. It'll thicken up as it cools. Just gonna give it a little stir. Another one of my steam baths. Yeah, it's even already thickening up just in stirring it a little bit, I can even tell. All right, so now I'm going to switch over to my ladle and it will thicken as it cools, just as the other sauces do. You see how it gets that corner? Magical. I mean, it's filling itself in, but like, look at how it gets into that corner. That's the flexi ladle, my friends. The flexi ladle. Okay, let me just caveat this. I even told this to my boys the other day. Like, sometimes the most delicious food is not the prettiest. Like, of course there's gorgeous food with all the colors of the rainbow, right? Let me just tell you that pumpkin spice steel cut oatmeal is also a gorgeous taste, even if it's got this orangey brown at the end. Not gonna say anymore. We're gonna finish this off with a little bit of chopped pecan because I had some, and just for fun and just because why not? We're gonna add a touch of cinnamon chips right on top, and then we have this gorgeous, amazing, delicious pumpkin spice steel cut oatmeal. Again, you can use quick cook steel cut. I'm actually getting pretty good at saying that. And regular rolled oats, quick cooking oats, I would just cook on the stovetop or even in the microwave. So there we have it. Quick and easy breakfasts that we can cook overnight or can be ready very quickly if you're using the Instant Pot, or for another meal if you're using the slow cooker for the egg casserole. I hope you learned something new here in this week's episode. If you did, please like this video. That lets us know that you are enjoying the videos that we are sharing here in this series. Also, please subscribe to the channel. We are releasing new episodes every Wednesday at noon Central Time. So when you subscribe, you'll get notified when a new episode is available to watch. That is all I have for you in this week's episode, my friend. It's bye for now, and we'll see you soon.